Hi guys, this is Nana from Techtesters and welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new NZXT case, the H500 non-I version. Let's dig in. The NZXT H500 is the successor of the iconic NZXT S340 case. Now this case deserves some respect. It was one of the first cases that introduced the PSU shroud, that removed the optical drives, that showed us that you can have a good quality case with a brilliant design without spending a ton of money. And the H500 stays true to the same concept. It comes at 80 euros, which is respectively 80 US dollars, and that makes it a very affordable case. And it follows the same as 340 basics. It comes with a PSU shroud, doesn't have any optical drives, it is very minimalistic outside as well as inside, and you see it has that half glass design on the side. Even though that's considered a cost-cutting measure, it looks really good. Now the quality of this case is pretty decent considering the price. It is made completely out of metal. The edges and the corners are done really nicely, there's no gaps, there's no inconsistencies. On the front side, which is very simple, the only thing we can notice is a very discreet NZXT logo, and on the top, in the front part, we can see a power button, there is USB 3 connections as well as the audio connections. In the back we have the opening for the fan, the top fan, which can be a 120 or a 140mm fan. Now the right side of the case is also very simple. The only thing it has is openings for ventilation as well, and that makes it the only place where this case gets air from. And on the left side we have the half glass design, which I really like, especially how it opens and closes without any hassle. So the inside of the case is also pretty clean. It's pretty much a canvas for your own creation. It fits a full ATX motherboard. It can fit any air cooler as long as it's under 165mm tall. It can fit an all-in-one water cooler up to 280mm radiator size. On the top it fits a 120 or 140mm fan. In the back it fits a 120mm fan only. For the GPU there is 38 centimeters of space minus the space you need for the radiator and the fans of your water cooler. Okay, let's look at the storage possibilities for this case. On the PSU shroud we have two brackets for SSDs, and in the bottom of the case we have two slots for mechanical hard drives, which is pretty much enough for most of people. The hard drive cage seems like an afterthought. It doesn't have any easy-to-use drive trays, and installing them can be pretty annoying, especially if you do it after installing your power supply. We also see that there isn't any dampening going on, and that means that if you have a very loud hard disk, it might resonate through. Okay, let's look at our build here. And we went for the NZXT N7 motherboard, which is a bit ridiculous because it's a 300 euro motherboard, but it actually makes sense because this is a H500, the non-I version. Now the difference between the non-I and the I version is that this one does not come with a smart hub, and this motherboard actually has the same functionality as the smart hub of the I cases. Let's look at the rest of the parts. We have the Intel i7 8700K CPU. We have a Kraken X52 CPU cooler. We have a 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB memory. We have some air fans to make everything nice and RGB. We have a GTX 1080 from ASUS as a GPU, and we have an actually NZXT power supply here that you sadly cannot see. In the back, the cable management system is designed well, and it will fit any typical system you might build into this case. But if you plan on using any custom cables, keep in mind that they might not fit into the canals made specially for cable management. Let's talk about the performance of this case. Many cases receive criticism for being closed boxes, and H500 falls into the same category. It only has one strip on the side for the intake. But we built a pretty high-power system here with an 8700K and a GTX 1080, and the case performed pretty well. We noticed only a 5-degree delta in both CPU and GPU under full load, which means they were only 5 degrees warmer, 5 degrees Celsius warmer than on the test bench, and considering this is such a close case, that's a pretty good result. Which means that if you use any combination of the CPU and a GPU, you don't have to worry about the cooling possibilities of this case. To conclude, H500 is a great 80 euro case. It has decent quality, it comes in various colors, it is big enough to fit any typical consumer system but not too big to look silly on your desk. it performs really well, and it is a worthy successor of the NZXT S340. Now, when it comes to cases, everything is about looks. So if this is the design you're going for, definitely consider this case for your next build. So this is it, guys, for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think about the case in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.